Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is the Indie Game of the Week, Last Word, and thank you for watching. Last Word is a dialectic RPG, guys, but this isn't a game where we solve problems with swords or guns or magic. No, we battle with words, damn it, and turning your nose up at people. Now, that may sound incredibly snooty, and not exactly something you would want to make an RPG about, but it works, guys. And it's a very well-written game, and it's a very intriguing game to boot. It released on Steam May 2015. It was developed by 12 Tiles and published by Digica. You can go ahead and acquisition Last Word on Steam for the paltry price of $9.99. Of course, one who has sophisticated taste may also want to buy the soundtrack bundle for $11.99. Okay, enough of that, but seriously, this game really reminds me of like an Agatha Christie novel, guys. All these characters are unique and feel really fully formed with histories and nuances that you only discover throughout the course of the game. And that's kind of essentially the charm of Last Word. If you're a person who enjoys a good story, a little strangeness, and doesn't mind playing a little mini game kind of over and over again, Last Word is a game that's going to entice you because you're going to want to know what's going on, and it's going to take you to the end. Now, it is made, well, I think, with our RPG Maker, so there's a lot of features missing for an usual Indie Game of the Week type of game. Normally, I'd like a lot of options like resolution control and all that kind of stuff, but there really isn't any, to be honest with you. You kind of have to hit Alt-Enter and it snaps to your native resolution. It's not the world's greatest way of doing things, to be honest with you. It's one of the only gripes I have with Last Word is that the format that it was created in, it doesn't really lend itself to a PC-friendly scenario. But just in case, we're going to check out the options. I mean, this is technically part of the game. You can literally change nothing. You can change kind of the way they make a noise. But otherwise, your options are very limited. You can kind of change the way the music plays. You can also change the music. You can save and load your game. That's basically all the options, guys. But why is this game so entertaining? Well, this is my main character right here, and I'm actually somewhere in the middle of the game. And basically, just to give you the gist of it all, you're invited to a mansion with a bunch of dignitaries, some military, some former military, basically higher class citizens, and you're there to basically figure out what the mystery of this mansion is in a weird way. Basically, there's this mysterious host. He has a very mysterious machine, which is this thing right here. And basically, the kind of weird way it works is that whoever has the last word in a conversation, and almost like it's like it has a magical effect on the person. They are bound to do whatever that person says if that person has the last word. So like if they win in a last word battle, I guess you could say, you have to do what the other person says. And it kind of plays off of this sense of things in a very unique and interesting way. So basically right now the host who built this strange machine can actually talk through the machine, but he can't hear you. So he always gets the last word, and he's ordered us to stay in this mansion and basically do his bidding as he runs some sort of weird science experiment. And I don't want to give away too much about the story because the story is kind of the really the meat of this game, the really kind of awesome part of this game. So this video is actually going to run a little bit short because I don't want to reveal too terribly much about the game. Now there is a lot of things that you will encounter as you play this game. Obviously, the first thing we're going to want to talk about is the last word. Basically, is essentially the combat, how you get into it. So we're actually going to a discourse here with this. I think she's I forget what her rank is. She's sergeant. Hold on, let's see. Who is she? She is general. Yeah, she's a general. Okay, so she's a general. Do you have something to say? Yes. If you're anything like Seymour, this should be a breeze. All right. Now, there's a couple things to note here. There's a lot of things you're going to be looking at here, and to be honest with you, when I first started playing the game, I felt very overwhelmed. I was like, holy crap, what am I doing? But when you kind of get the basic gist of it, the last word combat is very simplistic. So let's start off on what you're looking at as far as the top goes. There's two little meters there. One of them is power, one of them is tact. Now, tact is how you attack the other player. Your objective is to get that bottom bar. You see that where the little green arrows point? You want to get it all the way to where it says win. The only way to do that is to kind of be aggressive. You can of course try to do it by being disruptive. There's ways to move that little green bar forward. But for the most part, the biggest oomph you're going to get out of things is by being aggressive, overt, common, subtle. You can see it kind of moves that green bar. It shows you where it's going to land. So you can see right there, it's going to land there. It's going to land there, dead center in the middle if I were to use 30 points of tact to kind of drive it towards the middle. It's a very simplistic game once you just, get the basics of it. You're basically just trying to get it to that win point. To generate tact, you need power. To generate power, you can just be disruptive. And that's kind of the basic gist of it. And then you use submissiveness to turn power into tact. And then you have this almost kind of like tic-tac-toe, not tic-tac-toe, but rock, paper, scissors type of effect of it, where you see circle basically beats, the star beats the square beats the circle. And that basically actually affects your composure, which is where that thing says collected. And as you basically lose your composure, you're more susceptible to the effects of being attacked aggressively, and then you may lose the battle. The best way to show this, guys, is for me just to simply just start the game and actually show you what the hell I'm talking about here. So I'm actually going to just do a quick subtle move. This is actually going to give me 2 movement points, and it's going to give me 10 power. But I have a little power that if I land on a red peg, I get some bonus power, and you unlock those by actually leveling up, by actually purchasing these skills as well. So she basically hit me back, knocked me back a couple points, and I have about 40 power. Now I could turn this power into tact. She also irritated me, as you can see. Basically, she actually added to my composure. She added a point to that, but I can actually remove that by using some power here. So she used square, so we're going to want to use a diamond if at all possible, and that will knock off her composure, give us some tact, and also heal us at the same time. So check this out. Kind of like a combo move there. So we got some composure back. We got some tact, and we irritated her all in one single move. Now, right now, we're not in a really good position, but we generated a lot of tact, which is going to allow us to kind of move the bar towards her and kind of sway this battle a little bit. You always want to keep in mind whatever it is the last move they did. So her last move she used circle, for instance. Whatever she used, or tact or aggressiveness or whatever she did basically was a circle move. So you always want to counter that, always building up their composure to basically drive them insane and basically win the battle. Well, not insane, but piss them off a lot, basically. And then once you do this, you can unlock the story further. You can get, different points and, of course, experience points, which levels you up and counts as currency in this game. So I want to I'm going to go ahead and we're going to be aggressive. She used circle, so we're going to use square. That's going to knock us back to the middle, and it's going to make her frustrated. So as you can see, it's not super complicated. I mean, once you get the basic gist of it, it starts becoming a little bit more easier to get a hold of. So we're going to be a little bit more aggressive. She used diamond, so we're going to use circle, which is perfectly fine by me because that'll make me land on a red peg. It'll make her go to blood boiling and give me a little bit of power. Now we are running out of tact, but I think we might be able to just win this. Oh, we're so close. If we just had 10 more tact points, we could have won this battle, but she's going to get the chance to kind of send us back flying here. So what we're actually going to do here is we're going to just sit on this spot, and we're just going to generate some power. And again, this is going to counter her. We're also going to be on a red peg, so we're going to actually get like almost a lot of power out of this. Really good move right there. She's going to use some of her tact to knock us back to the middle. Kind of expected, to be honest with you. And I'm going to go ahead and convert some of my tact. I'm going to be submissive to convert power into tact. She used circle, so I'm going to want to use square, which isn't really going to give me a whole lot. But it's going to piss her off more, and it's going to heal me. So now she's ready to burst, as you can see there. Alright, she's doing the same thing more or less. She kind of healed herself and did pretty much the exact same move back at me, so that kind of pissed me off. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use the circle then. There we go. Take this. That's going to transfer all my power into tact. It's going to piss her off and heal me quite a bit. She's going to attack me. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to use some aggressiveness here. She's at square, so we're going to want to use this. Well, we could use that. Now we'll use this. We'll be fine. That should be more than enough to kind of send her flying back here. Now she's going, of course, this is kind of what you do in this minigame. You bounce back and forth. It's essentially supposed to be a battle of words, which is what's going on here. Let's see. She used circle, so we use square. Even though she's basically just about to lose it here. There you go. She's uncivilized now. She's lost all composure. What's wrong with this woman, honestly? I can actually, you know, now that I have her in a position where her composure's at max, I basically have her uncivilized. It doesn't really matter that tic-tac-toe game. Not tic-tac-toe. Keep calling it tic-tac-toe. Rock, paper, scissors. It doesn't really matter anymore. Now I'm just kind of looking to win, which I should be able to do in just about 2 moves, because now I have a buttload attacked. She has really no way to counter my attacks at this point. I have more attacks than she does, and she's also lost most of her composure. She's not going to have enough time to kind of fix the situation for herself. So we're going to just end this battle right now. As you can see right there, it's just going to take us straight to the win. And that's kind of how it's just done. It's a little complicated at first, I will say that much. But once you get the basic grasp of it, it becomes a lot easier to figure out. And once you do it over and over again, you really get the basic tactics of it all really quickly. I found myself to be pretty okay of it. Once I started getting the basics of it, I didn't really lose many battles. So we got about 28 experience, which is also 28 bucks. We're also going to level. We're now level 13. We got a bow. We'll talk about what bows do in a minute. Now, she's, again, when we basically beat her, she's kind of almost under our control for a little while. So if I had my camera, I'd take a picture of the look on your face. Okay. So that's basically the combat in this game. But there's a lot of other things to kind of, you know, talk about or approach here. There's topics. Now, topics are kind of how you move the story forward. And each topic has its own level. So we could walk up to the Colonel over here. Colonel Mustard, as I like to call him. Judge, oh, he's a judge, right? Judge Chaff Boasting. I love the freaking names in this game, by the way. They're all hilarious. Can I see her name? I think her name is, it's like, oh, I remember her name was so awesome. It's like Witty Banter or something like that. That's Mr. Holden McCall. Hilarious names. Yeah. Now, basically, every time we gossip with somebody, we're going to be gossiping about whatever key topic that we're discussing. So, and this is an essential way of getting story elements. Not only that, it's a way of moving the story forward, and there's certain things that will have requirements for them to be moved forward. So let me give you an example really quick. I'm just going to go over here to this room right here. By the way, the entire game takes place in this one particular mansion. So if I want to investigate this lampshade doll here, for instance, no one knows who made these things. They were gifted to thousands of doorsteps once the war started. I would need a level 5 Say More house. Which is one of the key topics right there. I only have it at level 4. How would I get to up levels? Well, simply by gossiping about the Say More house to other people. They may divulge information about it. They may spill the beans accidentally, as it were. And this is one of those things where I really love about Last Word, and I think it's a really neat concept, and it works really well. But unfortunately, you literally have to go through every key topic. As you can see, there's like a little star there under gossip. Well, that means you've discussed that subject with the person. Chatter is its own different kind of thing. It just unlocks some experience points. You have to have a particular subject, a key subject at a particular level. Which again, you can see the levels of all the subjects right there. I have about 4 of them at level 5, which is the max level. But there's still a couple more that still need some extra levels, as it were. But yeah, that's basically what Chatter's, where you just get a key subject unlocked and you get some experience points for it. But yeah, basically, you talk about, when you gossip, you're going to gossip about whatever key subject it is that you're talking about. So as you can see, I have most subjects here talked about with Judge Chaff Boasting here. The only really pain in the butt about this particular system, while I think it is amazing, I think it's a really cool way to kind of divulge information slowly but surely, you literally have to switch through every key subject manually to go through it, and that can get really time consuming, seeing how there's about, 4 or 5 different characters who all want to gossip with you. Mrs. Falar Prattle here, which wants to gossip with you. The judge wants to gossip with you. McCall over here wants to gossip with you. Where's the nerd? Here he is. Hey, nerd. See more, say more. I love that guy's name. It's so amazing. Every character wants to gossip with you, so you need to go through every key subject with each character over and over again to progress the story. And it can get really time consuming because you can see there's a lot of key subjects. Now, mind you, there's some certain key subjects that are obviously not going to get brought up very often, like the domestic feline is still at level 1. It's not something that's been approached too much. But it's just one of the things I wanted to know, that I hope if they do make a sequel about this game, which I really do wish they do, because it's a really fun game. I just wish a really quick way of just matching whatever key subject to whatever you're gossiping about the time. You can also, of course, learn skills, which basically can affect the flow of combat, which is where those bow tie things kick in. So, like, the more bow ties you have, the more skills you can have equipped. So, for instance, common courtesy costs 2. It's going to cost 2 bow ties. And each skill can add different effects to combat. Like, for instance, let's go to expression ascension here. We can hit information. Doubles the effect of piercing gaze and elegant smirk. Okay, or we can go to saving grace. Information. Avoid losing the conversation once per discourse. It's kind of like a free life, if you will. Like, you get to start the battle all over again. Tipping point. Increases XP gain at the end of discourse. A true aristocrat tips generously. And basically, all these abilities I have currently equipped, I don't know if I can actually look at their particular effect anymore. Yeah, I can. Basically, so you can see that one of them adds tact, one adds power. Peace of mind, recover composure when using submissive phrases, unless your tones will match, etc., etc. You just get more bow ties, it allows you to access to more abilities over the course of the game. Like, for instance, I need 3 more bow ties for me to actually activate Firm Handshake. Now, there is a way to actually buy bow ties in this game as well, which is right over here, which is with the kitty. Why the kitty sells bow ties, I won't ever just know. I think it's crazy. But I can buy bow ties for him. I could buy, it looks like probably 1. I can just buy 1 from him right now. I don't necessarily have enough money right now, but I could battle the general over and over again. I could battle Seymour, say more over again. That's one thing actually important to note, though. Like, for instance, the judge over here is level 32. Every level they have over you pushes the bar in their favor. So if the person is too high level than you, you can't battle them in discourse. So, for instance, "Oh, darling, I'm afraid I'm leagues ahead of you. You stand absolutely no chance. Don't make the same mistake as Mr. McCall. Come see me later tonight if we're still here." So you actually have to level up your character. There's a little bit of grinding involved, I will admit. Like I said, like, I'm level 13. He's level friggin' 26, he said. So I'd have to get, like, probably close to level, 18. No, sorry, he's 32. We have to get a really high level for us to take on this dude. So there's a little bit of a weird, I'm not going to say grind, but you do have to play that minigame over and over again. So how do you progress the story? Well, you can basically find these things that always have keyholes above them. And I'm going to go ahead and click this, but again, this may have like a little bit of spoilers. So just keep that in mind. This is an awkward statue. It is a stone map that says Seymour House at the bottom. Hidden word, level 2 unlocked. So we had that subject, a key subject at level 2, so we got to access the next part of the story. So we're going to inspect the statue now. This whole decoration is fairly suspicious. I wonder if it has anything to do with the room I'm looking for. As far as the graphics go, yes, each of the characters has like this little, they're all this solid color. I think it's a unique way of showing you who's who, but I also really dig the portraits. They're very well done. I really enjoy the way each character's, their avatar looks. I think it's really well done. I really enjoy the styles also. They look really cool. The music's fairly good. I enjoy it as well. I think it matches the game pretty well. Miss Gossip. That's right. She's what? Something Gossip. What is it? Hold up. Are you looking into that statue there? Looking into, I suppose. I'm investigating it for reasons. You're looking for secrets, eh? That's not your concern. You may as well admit it. Most of us are too. Let me help. I've called around all the secret areas in the McCall estate as a kid. I know a lot of clever tricks. See that little piece of stone is a bit discolored? Try pressing that. Oh, all right. Fantastic. Now let's see that mechanical keypad that folded out. You have to use it to input a code. This is fairly advanced. It's like there's a typewriter hidden in the rock itself. I wish I could take a picture of it. But what's the code? Well, let me take a look. There should be a clue around here there somewhere. He's just showing us that there's little secret passages in the game, which I already found one. I'm not going to show it to you guys, but I already found one. Oh yes, that could be right. What is it? Did you crack the code? No, not yet, but I know what I'm looking for. Once you have the clues, you get the pleasure of solving the code. What are the clues? The clues are all over, don't you see? There's writing, placement, structure, the surrounding objects, etc. Finding clues is half the puzzle, and thus half the adventure. It sounds so riveting, Mr. McCall, but I'm not as thirsty for adventure as you are. And I don't have all the time in the world. Tell me the clues. You're spoiling the fun, Miss Gossip. There's little else to accomplish tonight. Don't you want this to be fulfilling? Like I said, his writing is very clever. It really reminds me, like I said, of an Agatha Christie novel. Everyone's just so sophisticated. Everyone has like dirty secrets. They're all like There was not murder per se involved in this game like an Agatha Christie novel, but they're all dirty in some fashion or form, which is what I really loved about Last Word, is that they're all so sophisticated, but they're all dirty in their own little way. I'll be filled when we input the correct code. Why would you offer to help, then withhold anything that would aid me? I showed you how to access the keypad, did I not? Yes, thank you. Now show me how to press the keypad in such a way that a secret passage opens. You haven't even tried. Are you always this stubborn? Trust me when I say that you must give it a shot, at least once. I assure you that I don't. What else must I do to get your cooperation? I thought there's any way you could talk me into it. Oh, there's a way, man. It's called combat. Now I'm going to take out McCall here. Oh, wow, he leveled up a bit. Let's start off with a simple, common, disruptive move. This will move me one step forward, get me towards a red peg, and get me some power. He struck me with his giant boxing glove. What kind of man are you? Diamond is beaten by Circle. Gonna heal, build up a lot of attack, irritate him. I think we're gonna whip his butt. I don't think he's got much on him. He ain't got much. He ain't got much, man. I think you're done. Circle, square. You're frustrated now, I see that. Very cute. Each character, by the way, you can kind of hit the square button and get a kind of a look of what enemy skills they have. So he has Boyish Charm, for instance. You can, of course, also see what skills you have to your advantage. Oh, her name's Witty Gossip. It's right there on the top left. It's so silly of me. I love the names in this game, guys. But like I said, it's just a really neat game, guys. It's not exactly your standard typical RPG, and that's what I like about it. It does feature steamy goodness. It does feature controller support as well, which is also very nice. Even though you don't have resolution control, it does have some other nice features attached to it, guys. And I think it's just a really enjoyable game. Like I said, it's the story that's going to intrigue you. It's what's going to draw you in, and that's what's going to make it fun, guys. So I want to say big thanks to the developer and publisher for making this really cool game and for giving me a chance to check it out. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share, guys. I'll keep bringing you awesome indie games, guys. If you really enjoyed this video, maybe consider hitting up that tip jar if you're feeling generous of heart. All tips go to improving the channel or future giveaways. Till next time, guys, play more indie games.